Mr. Day, and today we're going to talk about operations with scientific notation. Alright, example number one has to deal with multiplication. So this video just is basically going to go over multiplication and division of scientific notation. So the best way to do this is to break it into two separate problems. So I take just the rational numbers, so 2.0 times 5.2. Then I take the times tens. So 10 to the fourth times 10 to the sixth. So I'm just breaking into two separate parts. So now I multiply them in two separate parts. So 2.0 times 5.2 is 10.4. 10 to the fourth times 10 to the sixth gives me 10. If you remember what we learned from exponents, to the 10. But is that our answer? No, it is not. This cannot be our answer because this number up front has to be between 1 and 9. It is 10. So what I have to do now is move that decimal over to make it between 1 and 9. Now it is 1. So I rewrite that 1.04 times 10, and now since I moved it over to the left, I add 1 and make it 11. So that is our final answer. The real trick here is this right here. The multiplication is usually not the issue. It's usually when you get here and you get a number that is greater than 9 or less than 1 that it ends up messing people up. But just make sure this front number has to be between 1 and 9. Alright, now we're going to do another example. Alright, example 2. I'm going to break it down the same way. I'm going to find my two rational numbers and multiply them together. And then I'm going to find my times tens and multiply them together. So 3.1 times 1.2, I actually don't know what that is, so I'm going to do it right now. 26031 plus 273, two decimal places, is 3.72. I'm going to check the math real quick. 2, that's 6, 0, 3, 1, 2, 7, 3. Alright. It's always good to check your math. I mess up quite a bit, especially when I'm trying to do this pretty quick. So now I get 10, negative 3, and 5, and I add them together. So what's 5 minus 3? 2. And I put the times. This number is between 1 and 9. So that is my final answer. And that is how you multiply scientific notation. Now we'll work on division. Alright, division with scientific notation. We do it the same way. We break it into our parts. So now we do 2 divided by 5. So this gives us 0.4. Now, what we learned from exponents, when we were dividing them and they have the same base, is we subtract them. So this gives me 6 minus 3, so that gives me 10 to the third. But this number right here, is that between 1 and 9? No. So we can move that decimal. And since we moved it over to the right, we take one away, make it to the 2. And that is your final answer. Remember to make sure you do this, but it's the same thing as multiplication. Alright? When you get here, just make sure this number is between 1 and 10. Alright? And then you just subtract them. Alright? Now I'm going to show you one more example. Alright, our last example. So We take the 4.8 and we divide it by 2.4. Move the decimal, move the decimal. 24 divided by 8 is 2. So this gives us 2. I'm gonna put 2.0 just because I like it the way it looks better. Alright, and then these two. Since we're dividing them, it's 4 minus a negative 2. Alright, so if you're minusing a negative 2, you turn it to addition. So 4 plus 2 is 6 times 10. Alright? Minus a negative gives you a positive. So this goes away, that becomes 2, and there you go. This is your final answer. I hope this video helped you out, and good luck.